I am now introducing Insane Ian. Achievement unlocked!
Greetings, Internet, and welcome to another episode of A Comedy Musician Reacts. My name is Insane Ian. I am a comedy musician and comedy music fan, and on this show I react to comedy music from the perspective of a comedy musician. Because that's what I am, and that's what I do, and that's what this is, and that's why you're here, and that's why today I am reacting to both Romanticize and A La Mode by Jazz Emu. If this is your first time joining us, yes, I am a comedy musician and I react exclusively to comedy music. What this means for you is I'm going to pause the video. Kind of a lot, actually. This way I'm not talking over or laughing over the jokes and missing them. I can discuss how the lyrics and video work in tandem to help enhance the comedy. Sometimes I'm summarizing, sometimes I'm analyzing, sometimes I'm explaining jokes, which is always fun for people, and sometimes I'm just sitting back and laughing my damn head off. It's a crapshoot whatever you're going to get, but I think it's a good time. If you like that sort of thing, please like, share, comment, subscribe, do all the things to feed the algorithm to get more eyeballs onto these videos. And if you really want to help the channel out, consider supporting me on Patreon, where patrons get to see these videos early, get my music and comedy early, and all sorts of other cool perks. Anyway, all of that out of the way, let us dive into today's video. Now, I admit things are looking a little different. I am not in my usual office where I'm recording this. I'm not using even the same camera I usually do, so I apologize if my audio is a little rough here. I'm filming this on my phone. I am in Baltimore right now dealing with family stuff. I'm doing this before I have a gig at MagFest here in Baltimore. By the time this airs on YouTube, the gig will have been over, but MagFest is sold out anyway. I wanted to do this video for this week because Jazz Emu's visual album, Ego Death, drops on the 24th, the day that this video goes live. And I wanted to go back and check out the other two singles that were released from the album. Romanticize came out a few months ago, A La Mode came out last month, and I'm going to be reacting to those two in that order because that is also the order they are on the album. The other song that he released, which I suddenly can't remember the name of, was the first single, and that goes before these songs on the album as well. It is meant to be a visual album, so there are videos that go with things. The full thing is being released on today for everybody. Also, I hope that vent is not causing too many audio problems either. We'll find out. This is what happens when I'm going guerrilla style. Sorry. But anyway, let us dive into things here. Hopefully that is not blasting too much noise, and if it is, I'm sorry. This is going to be the only video that's going to sound like this. I'm hoping. Anyway. Jazz has walked out into a black and white movie that's in the old 4x3 format, just went through a door and is now screaming to the heavens for being trapped in a field, I guess. I don't know who cued that bird, but it was very timely for that over-the-head drone shot. So.
Cold of day, when the clouds fade away, and you realize there's a broken line between real life and your fantasy. Don't let that get in.
Number one, he rubs his eyes through the glasses, which is, sure, why not? But, like, between real life and your fantasy of it, he has now transported himself into a lavishly decorated bedroom and all the accoutrements that go along with it, as well as being in black and white. That's he's trying to romanticize his life, I guess. Song title. Let's take it back a little bit here. Yeah, leather jacket and other leather clothing on the table there.
Let's fade away.
A very modest bedroom with the slanted ceiling.
Realize there's a broken line between real life and your fantasy. Don't let that get in the way. Look out the window at the rain. Take out
the black and white shot of the look out the window at the rain, and it's clearly not rain. It's like just water just hitting the window. And then it cuts to the color version of that shot, and his hand is outside the window, spraying it with a hose. Yes, obviously. What you perceive, what you're trying to envision for yourself, and what is actually happening. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Take it back a little bit here. Hopefully the audio on this capture, at least, should be a little better, because I'm using a different laptop for that now. I hope, fingers crossed, that things sound good and okay.
Look out the window at the rain. Take out a James Joyce on the train. No one can prove you've never made it past the page. I just wanna...
Was he watching Family Guy on his phone in the book? No one can prove that you've made it past page 8 of James Joyce. Just pretend that you're reading. Be an image of what you want the world to perceive. So ridiculous.
No one can prove you've never made it past the page.
Yep.
I just wanna be free to romanticize my life. To lose all perspective and reality.
Like the plastic bag floating. Isn't that from American Beauty? Like there was, the filmmaker boyfriend is filming the plastic bag, and it's beauty of it floating in the air, and pretentious bullshit like that. Just the editing on this is really nice, cutting between the black and white and color versions, where like it's not just a color switch, it's like the outfit he's wearing and the perception of how he looks slightly changes with it too, I think. Being in trouble for so long. You see, the outfit isn't changing, but the background was changing, so they were different shots.
To romanticize my life and
bending reality to romanticize my life. So he's now taken a picture of himself with the plastic bag on it and has titled it "The Effervescence of Garbage." Pretentious bullshit. Yes, that's good.
my life and by God,
I want to read what it is.
my life.
Partial gift by Jazzy Mew in preemptive memory of himself. Acrylic and saliva on canvas. Ew. It's not even a painting, it's a photograph. Jazzy Mew, born 1994. Oh, that makes me feel old. Anyway.
And by God, can I flex it? Me and my life, we've got chemistry. I've been dining it regularly.
I've been dining in it regularly. Yeah, one tends to dine in their own life. Hopefully. Because otherwise, you die. Your body needs food. It's just a fact.
Cause I'm hoping someday that my life might have sex with me. I just wanna be free.
Thank you for the vent shutting off. Hoping that one day my life will have sex with me. What? Been dining in it regularly in the hope that my life will one day have sex with me. Does that mean the hope that eventually he'll get laid? Or that he's going to fuck his life? What? Maybe I'm looking too deep into it, but what?
To to romanticize my
Okay, that's great. Because we've got the girl with the pearl earring, kind of. And then the birth of man, which, yes, and then it glitches and he's just sitting there leaning on a chair on a green screen. Just making things to make his life what he thinks it is. Obviously, these are all going on to the theme of what the album is, the ego death and whatnot. But especially the glitching, I'm sure it's told in the narrative of the album.
my life. Oh, give me a break.
Oh no! There's somebody else who's romanticized their life, and their cigarette holder is longer, and their shirt is more billowy and froofy. That's a word. Oh no, man. Someone now has gone into a heightened bed. Same glasses. Is he smoking his cigarette through a trumpet? Is that what just happened over there? Smoking his cigarette through a trumpet. Why not? Lean even more. More leaning. More casualness. More blasé feeling. And there he is posing next to his painting while wearing the bag and getting the adoration of the art elite. Yep. Oh no. He leaned into the fountain and... Yes, the Kickstarter has ended. The album is coming out today. From the upcoming visual album, Ego Death. Donate to the Kickstarter below. But yes, leaned too much, hand in the fountain. That was really good. I liked that.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, sorry, that was my bad.
3, 2, 1.
You can almost see the art in the covering the end of the screen.
1.
It's like a tube of lotion that they're squeezing for the bird crap. I missed the bird crapping. I just saw him wiping it. So, but yeah, there's all the Patreon supporters. I love outtakes in the videos.
Yeah, lovely.
To film that live on the train where anybody could pass by is great. And just throwing the bag at himself. When you're a small crew and it's mostly you and a camera person, if it's even got a camera person, I don't have a camera person, and you're just trying to do all the stunts yourself. Very relatable. Trying to throw the bag on your face. Yeah, that's great. Okay. So next, we're going to the next song in the order of the album, as well as an order of release on YouTube, A La Mode, which came out last month. A song by Jazzy Mew, directed by Hunter Allen, Country Mile Productions, starring Ellen Roberts, and Alex Horn, and Phil Dunning. I don't know who any of those people are, but I actually think I've heard this song, because I think the single popped up on my YouTube music while I was driving here. But I don't remember much of it, so let's dive in. I'm sure that anecdote was pointless.
Put your finger on the pulse. And you wear your visions. If you do not own clothes, let me tell you what will happen.
You want your finger on the pulse, you have to wear cool fashion. If you do not own clothes, let me tell you what will happen. Like, one of the things that I admire about Jazzy Mew's lyrics are the ridiculous phrases that we get from them. If you do not wear clothes, let me tell you what will happen. I can only assume arrest, but I'm sure we're going to hear something completely different than that. and of course, obviously, comedy comes from subverting expectations, but just rhyming fashion and happen, it's a slant rhyme somewhat, but it's still the idea of having something like that be in a phrasing is not something one would typically expect, except in a comedy song, and jazz tends to use that type of phrasing pretty often, and it's always enjoyable. You'll be disgusting. Wait. And that's very specific. I'll tell you what will happen. You'll be disgusting. Event catering staff will not offer you canapes. Again, because this guy, Jazz, wants to romanticize his life, so he must be offered canapes. Must be on the peak of fashion, otherwise, bleh. I keep getting text messages on my phone, so hopefully they're not interrupting the recording here. I'll find out in the edit. That'll be fun. Even a slug on the path is going to see you and run away, because they're that disgusting. And this little claymation slug goes, "Run away!" And like, beautifully animated, really kind of gross and awesome. I dig that. It's just, it looked so out of place, but in place at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, the animation it's not hyper realistic, but at the same time it fits kind of with all the weird themes that this song is already going into just 35 seconds in. Summarizing. It's fun. Let's take it back a little. Vestments that make sense. There's a line that only Jazz Emu would say. Clothing that will flatter you. Vestments, your accoutrement, your attire. But these vestments don't make sense. Why is there that not even full ribboning all the way around of that billowy, and those shoes with the curly ends, and that top coat blouse type thing that doesn't open one way or the other, and it just kind of has a weird V-neck and a giant collar, and this is a fashion tragedy. Yeah, that collar is enormous. It's like the lapel of a different suit sewn onto a red suit jacket. And that is flattering. Okay, there are buttons there, so it does open, but it is haphazardly put together, and I think that's obviously going to be the point. But this is not a dress sense that is flattering to any shape or form or person. This is... I mean, I don't know much about fashion. I mean, I'm sitting here wearing Henley and jeans, but no. Fashion sensation. Again, sometimes when you mispronounce things and put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllables, it makes things sound funny. A skirt made of cable ties, and that is a cloak made of cable ties, let's be honest. That's not a skirt. With the panties on the outside, the panties saying a la mode. This is like a Mugatu's fashion, what was it called? Derelict from Zoolander. This is Mugatu's Derelict fashion line. For those of you who have seen Zoolander, you get that. And for those of you who don't, go see Zoolander. The first one. The first one's really funny. I haven't seen the second one, but I've not heard good things.
Watching from the side, we spent 65 grand on origami chairs.
Origami chairs. That was a box he fell into, and the chairs were wood. I don't know where the origami chairs are, but, you know, sometimes you only have a certain amount of budget to do things. But that's spending a lot on chairs made of paper. Let's be honest.
We spent 65 grand on origami chairs. Versace on my head, Gucci on the right leg.
Oh, Gucci only on the right leg, Versace on the head. That was a hat with a shark on it. I don't think that's Versace, but we'll fall into the world of this video and believe them when they say this.
And also on my left leg.
And also on the left leg. Okay, that makes sense, because having pants that were made by two different designers is weird and probably expensive. One only made one leg and another made the other. Let's make sure that one person makes the entire pants. That's more cost effective, I think.
Versace on my head.
Yes, sure.
Gucci on my right leg. And also on my left leg. I suppose girls are hoes tend to cater for both. Alamo.
It's a great pose. And also, those were just, like, the weirdest, frilliest pants. Like, they... Were those, like... It wasn't like some sort of any different animal thing. It was just... So many... I can't think of the word anymore. My brain has just died. Like, you know how you... Fringe. It's pants that are nothing but fringe. That's probably the word I was thinking of. Ridiculous. Cotton hat and matching plunger bag. 17,450 pounds. Fashion is weird, y'all.
Don't know Augustus bleeding. His pants are so hot this season. Because he decided to eat them by personally blowing on them with his mouth.
The charcoal pants were 18,000 pounds. Charcoal pants. He's got a water gun and 3 toilet brushes on his hat. Augustus Blegan. And we've made this name now, and now we're going to rhyme things with it. That's always fun to do in comedy songs, is rhyming real words with this made-up thing that you've inserted into your song, and Jazz does that a lot too. Like, well, I don't know if he rhymed with it, but Eggerson Keaveney was a great song. But that's also just like a really weird name. Do you know anybody named Eggerson? But apparently Jazz does. Wrote a whole song about them. So yeah, Augustus Blegan. Sure, that's a name. Now let's rhyme things with it. I also like how the pants are just outside the frame. Like, see, we've got this white frame around, but the pants are outside of the frame for some reason. It's a small detail, but it's one I like. But again, yeah, Augustus Blegan, his pants are so hot this season. Yeah, rhyming with the weird.
This season because he decided to eat them by personally blowing on them with his mouth.
Yes, they're so hot because he decided to heat them by personally blowing on them with his mouth. They're charcoal pants, according to the caption up there, and they are now catching fire with his hot breath. I don't think that's how physics work, but, you know, unless your breath is the human torch.
Don't go crazy. He makes scarves out of skin, known as...
Okay, that's a skin scarf. It is 2,300 pounds. Man's name is Queason, or the person's name is Queason. I don't want to assume a gender here. But it's making me queasy with the skin scarf. That was unexpected. We are going to take it back because, not to see that again, but to catch up on some things.
He decided to beat them by personally blowing on them with his mouth. Don't go crazy.
Queasin, with the A and E combined letter. I forget what that letter actually is called. I'm sure someone will tell me. Styling blue headdress, a netted... Well, okay, so Queasin is covering up his caption there. But that is an outfit. Headdress and knitted dress. Always sourced with local skin, 412 pounds. Yes, make his scarves out of skin.
Scarves out of skin, no scarves, they provide too much insulation.
They provide too much insulation. It's too warm with the skin scarf. That is a sentence.
Out of skin, no scarves, they provide too much insulation.
Guaranteed too hot, 2,300 pounds again.
The sweat glands help with additional cooling.
Self-cooling sweat included, 4,120 pounds sterling. It just squicked all over him. It just out of nowhere. That's a visual I'm going to have when I shut my eyes, unfortunately. And now you are too. I'm sorry I made the skin rip pop up again when I backed up. Again, the frame by frame doesn't quite work with me. I know it's available. It doesn't work when I do this capture. Sorry. With the latest innovation from Blorgio. Yeah, just make up words that sound like fashion designers. Gucci, Blorgio, they're both in the same realm, sure. Again, this is more and more looking like Derelict from Zoolander. Just, you know, making outfits out of trash and stuff you find. It's hilarious, but it's definitely reminding me of that. He's wearing a traffic cone on his head covered in something. I'm fairly certain that's a traffic cone. Yes. A suit made of two smaller suits. Yeah. Yes. So it's a suit with two small suits on it. You can see the strings that were pulling them onto them, which is great. And we're just calling this fashion style a la mode. A la mode means with ice cream. So the name here doesn't actually have anything to do with what this fashion is, but it's I think it means with ice cream. I always thought it's what it meant. I could be wrong, and I'm sure someone in the comments will tell me, but yeah, this is a song all about ridiculous fashion. It's wonderful. Garbage on my right thigh, goggle over left eye. Oh man, just ridiculousness on top of ridiculousness. Oh, cabbage. Cabbage on my right thigh, not garbage. That is different. If it was garbage, it really would be Derelict. This is cabbage. Having a vegetable on your thigh is a la mode. You ever have that moment of self-awareness where you're wondering what the fuck you're doing with your life? Yeah, me either. Goggle over one eye, you might never know when you might need to wink in the pool. I have to wear goggles in the pool. I can't open my eyes underwater. It's a thing that I am incapable of doing. I can't wear contact lenses either. I have a problem with my eyes. You don't need to know that. These are personal anecdotes that I feel like I should insert to these videos sometimes.
sexy having cheese on. Very in this season. So take a slice and eat them. Put your toes through the hose and now you are so alone.
They made cheese shoes. It's very in this season to put cheese on your feet, I'm told. I do like how they're stacking the cheese, and the cut back shot is actual shoes that are made of cheese. It's a little hard to see because we've got the flare here. Let's see if we can actually... Oh! The frame worked on this one. Hooray! So they're yellow shoes with pieces of cheese-like things on them. Put your toes through the holes, though. You're not putting your toes through the holes. And they're all wearing cheese shoes. Not Vogue, Vagoo. Meet the man changing foot fashion forever. Cheese hoofs. Beauty news, fashion news. Vagoo, January. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. They were all my idea, Jazz Emu. So he's taken the fashion from this guy and has stolen it. The avant-garde elegance of Edam. The cheese. Jazz Emu's cheese hoof revolution. In a world saturated by mundane footwear, uninspired sneakers, and formulaic stilettos, it takes a rare visionary to subvert our understanding of both form and function. Enter Jazz Emu, the avant-garde provocateur whose latest creation, the cheese hoof, has sent ripples through the fashion world and beyond. Crafted from delicately layered slices of Edam cheese, the cheese hoof isn't just a shoe. It is quite literally a manifesto of our time. It gets cut off on the end of the screen there. And yet there's more actual words there that I'm not going to read. You can read that on your own. That's a lot. I do love how a la mode keeps popping up. He's had a sign on his chest that said a la mode, but is also on the bottom of their shoes. Very much all of that. So was the fashion person with the long hair, the Bluger, was it this guy? The guy who from the beginning of the video? I'm going to go back and check now because I was not sure. Yeah. I think that's the same guy with a wig, and I didn't recognize it as the same guy because the wig threw me off. So yes, this new fashion designer... So yes, Largio is the new fashion guy. So the guy from the beginning of the video who needed the fashion and was getting the stuff thrown on him, that is now his new designer element. You can see the fishing line there that to pull the suits off of him, and they reversed the shot. Yes, okay, so that's the same guy. I didn't recognize him. And now he's going to check on his new fashion and find out that Jazz has stolen it. Writer, composer, sound designer, Archie Henderson. That is Jazz Emu. Director, editor, Hunter Allen. Producers, associate producers. And now, Office Drone is mad. Oh, we had a cast list there. Too far. Okay. The fashion victim was Al Roberts. Ellen Robertson was the Shadow Ula. Phil Dunning was Augustus Blieben. Was it Blieben? I don't remember it being Blieben in the song. And Alex Horn was Queesian. Yeah, the business colleagues who are the people in this scene here. That's ridiculous and hilarious. And it's just a pullback shot. And it's pre-order the visual album now at jazzemu.com. Yes, the album is out today. Those songs are super fun and super ridiculous, and I hope you enjoyed them. If you did, go show Jazz Emu some love. Link in the description box to see these videos without me yammering all over them. And if you liked this video, please like, share, comment, subscribe, do all the things to feed the algorithm to get more eyeballs onto these videos. If you really want to help the channel out like these folks over here do, then consider supporting me on Patreon, where patrons get to see these videos early, get my music and comedy early, exclusive reactions, and all sorts of other cool things. Anyway, that's all for today. We'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
When it comes to getting older, I find it so hard to adjust to my hairy ears and shoulders, and not knowing what to trust. No, I don't mean the government,